All we ask is embrace the vision.
Merry Christmas, Vision Gang. You already know what it is, and if you didn't know, you better find out, because this is your boy, DaVizion, and we back again with another UFC reaction, y'all, and this one is going to be a really good one. It's going to be top 10 greatest comebacks in MMA. This ain't just UFC, this ain't one of the promotions, it's all MMA, so I have no idea what's going to be on this list, but I'm excited to find out. I hope you guys are excited to find out too. And if you're excited for these videos and you ain't subscribed, what are you doing? Hurry up and subscribe. Like, what are you waiting for? Hit the like button for the video and definitely hit that notification bell if you want to be first, because yeah, just hurry up and subscribe. What are you waiting for? Stop the video right now and subscribe. You got that? Let's get it.
No fear, I'm standing right here. I'm here with my mind clear. Never look rear, only up.
There are a few things more thrilling in MMA than a good comeback fight. As fans, we love to see fighters come back from the brink of defeat, pull through the adversity, and come out on top. It's what makes this sport so great. The fact that anything can happen at any moment.
Yes,
Although there
sir.
have been dozens of incredible comeback moments throughout the years of MMA, I've narrowed it down to 10 of my personal favorites.
Okay.
If you guys think I missed anything, just let me know down in the comments below. And also be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Now, in no particular order, here's my list for the greatest comebacks in MMA history.
This is where the fun begins.
Matt Hughes and Frank Trigg had a history of bad blood coming into this fight, with Hughes getting the better of Trigg during their first encounter. This didn't sit too well with Trigg. Before the match even began, Hughes got in an altercation with Trigg during the stare down, shoving Trigg away as he got too close. Early into the first round, Trigg landed a low blow to Hughes, which went unnoticed by the referee.
Shit, I
Frank
didn't
Trigg
even
seized
notice
this
it.
opportunity to go after the hurt Hughes, seizing his back and sinking in a rear naked choke on Hughes. The fight looked very close to being stopped, as Hughes went into survival mode, desperately trying not to tap. His face could even be seen turning purple as Trigg tightened on the submission. But being the champion that he is, Hughes finally managed to escape the submission and get on top of Trigg. From there, he picked Trigg up into the air and ran him all the way across the octagon, slamming him down as he reached the other end of the cage.
Bam.
Now it was time for revenge. Hughes took Trigg's back and
Got
forced
him in
Trigg
the
to
rear
capture
naked.
the same submission that Trigg had
Oh
attempted
shit,
earlier.
and he tapped him too. That's good. I like that. I like that.
The crowd went wild as Matt Hughes pulled off
He
one of
went
the
from
greatest
going
comebacks in UFC
purple
history.
to winning the match. That's crazy.
After an upset loss to Antonio Bigfoot Silva, Alistair Overeem was looking to rebound from the defeat by taking on rising contender Travis Browne at UFC Fight Night 26. Early on, it looked like everything was going according to plan for Alistair Overeem. Less than 2 minutes into the first round,
Beating him.
Overeem had Browne in serious trouble,
Beating the shit out of him.
landing some devastating
They gonna-
shots as Browne curled up onto the canvas.
All I do is see this
Although the fight could
Overeem
have been
dude
justifiably
lose.
stopped at this point, the ref allowed it to continue. Browne managed to survive and get back to his feet, going on the offense and throwing kicks at Overeem. A few of the follow-up kicks connected to Overeem's chin, with Overeem falling down to the canvas. Travis followed up with some hammer fist to finish the job, with the ref stepping in and stopping the fight in favor of Browne.
Going high. I was just plodding forward. He's hurt. That's it.
And just like that, Browne went
Wow.
from losing a fight to finishing a top heavyweight with a satisfying knockout.
And I clearly felt the tap. Well, let's take a look at it. Well, it didn't look like a tap, fellas.
Yeah, you didn't get
Pat
tapped,
Barry
boy.
came
You
into the
got
fight with Czech
knocked.
Kongo with 5 out of 6 of his wins ending by way of knockout. Combine that with the fact that Kongo also had several knockouts on his resume, fireworks were to be expected. Barry delivered on those expectations, hurting Kongo early and dropping him to the mat.
Shit.
The fight looked to be on the verge of being stopped right there, but Kongo miraculously managed to get back to his feet. Barry went after Kongo and once
He
again
fought.
set him down,
Dude,
with the fight
damn.
appearing to be stopped at any minute. Yet again, Kongo somehow managed to get back to his feet and
Fighter,
continued
he
to
a
fight.
warrior.
At
That's
this
a
point, Barry
warrior right
decided
there.
to go for the kill. Kongo capitalized on this and hit Barry with a perfectly timed strike that sent him down completely stiff.
Trouble, though.
Boom!
He got Barry. Pat Barry's down.
A follow-up shot sealed the deal, and Barry laid there completely out cold. It was one of the wildest and craziest comebacks in UFC history.
Why can't you just die?
By the
Yeah.
time UFC 117
This
came
was a
around,
crazy
Anderson
comeback
Silva
because he was supposed to
already
lose this
recognized
fight.
as the top pound-for-pound fighter in the
He's
UFC.
supposed to lose, man.
And he'd already made 6 successful defenses of his middleweight title. So when the lesser-known challenger Chael Sonnen came along and unleashed a tirade of insults and trash talk onto Silva, few actually believed he'd be able to follow through with it and deliver on his promise to defeat Silva.
There's this dirtbag named Anderson Silva. When Anderson Silva walks into a room, you could hear a rat piss on cotton.
I don't want to fight Anderson. I want to beat him down. I want to destroy Anderson.
He's got a black belt under the Nogueira brothers.
Yes.
I think a black belt under the Nogueira brothers is saying I got a free toy in my Happy Meal.
Well, Anderson's a fraud. He's a liar, and he's a thief.
This is going to be a one-sided pounding, and I'm swinging the hammer.
But once fight night came, everyone soon found out that Chael Sonnen meant business. Early on, Sonnen landed some solid shots to Silva, and proceeded to take him down and beat the hell out of him for 4 straight rounds. Silva had never been dominated like this before, and it was clear going into the 5th round that Silva was going to lose his title unless he managed to finish Sonnen. With 2 minutes left in the final round, Silva went into desperation mode and slipped in a slick triangle choke onto Chael.
Wow.
This is trouble! Can he choke out Chael Sonnen?
Although Chael Sonnen briefly fought off the submission, he was eventually forced to tap out.
That's what's
It was a jaw-dropping and
Chael
unbelievable
Sonnen
moment both for
dropped the
Anderson
ball on
Silva
that
as well
one.
as the fans watching the fight.
That's crazy how it can just turn around on you that quick.
Back in 2012, it had been years since the UFC had held an event in Japan, and Japanese middleweight Yushin Okami was looking to pick up a victory at UFC 144. Facing off against Tim Boetsch, Okami looked to be comfortably winning the first 2 rounds, easily outstriking and outgrappling the less experienced Boetsch. It was clear Boetsch was down 2 rounds, with the 3rd and final round coming up next. Out of desperation, Boetsch's corner advised him to ignore being cautious and instead go after Okami to get a finish. Boetsch wisely took his corner's advice and took the action to Okami, charging after him and landing some damaging shots that rattled Okami. Boetsch followed up with some brutal uppercuts to Okami, finally
yes,
sending
sir.
him down to the mat.
Fuck. Oh, he bent backwards like a folding chair. Oh, no. Yep. You done, boy.
As if the comeback wasn't exciting
You done,
enough,
man.
hearing Joe Rogan's reaction to the finish was priceless.
Brock Lesnar, Shane
Brock
Carwin.
Lesnar vs. Shane Carwin was being hyped as the biggest fight in UFC history at the time. The statement could be taken literally, as both Lesnar and Carwin were massive heavyweights, the likes of which had rarely been seen in the UFC at that time. As Brock looked to defend his title as the UFC heavyweight champion, interim heavyweight champion Shane Carwin came into the fight as a terrifying opponent, boasting a 12-0 record with all 12 of his wins coming inside the first round, many of them by knockout. When the fight began, it immediately looked like Carwin was going
finished
to
him
make
quick.
this a quick night for Lesnar. Carwin
Damn.
dropped Lesnar and unleashed
Damn,
a
he's beating
barrage
the
of
shit out
ground
of Brock.
and pound, to the point where it looked like it could have been justifiably stopped on several occasions. No one had ever seen Lesnar endure a beating like this. Despite the damage taken, Lesnar held on and somehow weathered the storm, surviving until the end of the first round. Going into the second round, Carwin was clearly gassed. Lesnar recognized this and took the exhausted Carwin down with ease. Lesnar then positioned himself to set up an arm triangle choke, squeezing on Carwin until he was forced to tap.
With one of the strongest men in the mixed martial arts world.
It was the first time MMA fans had ever seen Lesnar overcome such extreme adversity.
He came back on that one. He sure did.
On paper, this fight seemed like a mismatch. Todd Duffee had been on a tear at this point, and came into the fight 6-0, with all of his wins coming by way of knockout, and 5 out of 6 being stopped in the first round. The impressive record along with his freak muscular physique made him the betting favorite coming into the fight with Mike Rousseau. Duffee dominated Mike Rousseau during the first 2 rounds, and looked like he had the fight in the bag. If Mike Rousseau was somehow able to survive until the end of the fight, the best case scenario looked like a lopsided victory for Duffee. Going into the 3rd round, Duffee began to visibly wear down, and Rousseau took this opportunity to land a clean right hand to Duffee's chin.
Backed up.
Oh! Took him out. Took him out. Sent his ass down like a tree.
That one strike was all it took to render Todd Duffee completely unconscious. Duffee fell to the canvas out cold, but just to be safe, Mike
He's
Rousseau
sleep.
followed up with a brutal hammer fist for
Sleeping.
good measure. It was both an impressive and hilarious comeback from Mike Rousseau.
Frank Mir versus
The
somebody.
co-main event of UFC 140 featured Frank Mir rematching Antonio Nogueira in the heavyweight division.
Antonio Nogueira.
When they first met at UFC 92, Mir defeated Nogueira via second-round knockout, becoming the first man to ever finish Nogueira. However, Nogueira claimed he had suffered from a staph infection prior to the fight, which had eventually led to bad blood between the two. During the rematch, Nogueira landed a strong right hand that had Mir in deep trouble, falling face forward to the ground. Mir looked like he was completely unconscious at this point, operating on autopilot and holding onto Nogueira's leg as he ate some punches to the side of the head. As Nogueira was warned about hitting the back of the head, he attempted an anaconda choke on Mir, and ended up on his back. Nogueira, looking to transition to Mir's back, lost position and Mir locked in a Kimura.
Can he get the submission? Oh, he might have it. Trouble. Oh, look at this. Unbelievable. Trying to finish it.
Nogueira was in deep trouble, with Mir torquing on Nogueira's arm until it broke completely.
Oh, he broke it.
Finish it. He's got him out.
He broke it. He broke his shit.
At 3 minutes and 38 seconds of the first round, Big Nog finally tapped out, but by then the damage had already been done. Interestingly enough, referee Herb Dean had come close to stopping the fight, but in his words, Nogueira had earned the right to determine if he could continue or not.
Got his shit bent in half.
One of the very
Bent
best at
backwards.
taking damage and
Sheesh.
somehow carrying on, Darren Elkins would pull off one of the greatest comebacks of all time at UFC 209 against his opponent Mirsad Bektic. The first round went terribly for Elkins, as he was being lit up on the feet before Bektic took him down and punched him from the top position, busting him wide open and having him close to being finished on a couple of occasions. The second round wasn't much better, but by the third, having been unable to take Elkins out, fatigue began to set in for Bektic. Elkins took advantage of this and began to come back, gaining some positional advantages, before he threw caution into the wind. Grabbing onto Bektic out of his scramble, Elkins landed a pair of big right hands before following with a head kick that sent Bektic crashing down.
Oh man, he folded him.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
His celebration after the fight said it all.
The damage.
This was a man who would never
put
give
on
up no
some
matter how
damage for
bad
sure.
things got, meaning a comeback was always possible.
Yeah.
How good does this feel? Oh, it feels awesome, man. Greatest feeling there. Probably my biggest comeback fight ever. I thought I lost it for a second for sure, and I knew I had to finish.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary. 'Tis but a scratch.
The heart and determination of Frank Edgar has never been a secret among MMA fans, and his iconic trilogy with Gray Maynard proved that. Gray Maynard got the better of Edgar during their first encounter, winning the fight by decision. Following the loss, Edgar quickly rose through the lightweight division, going on to claim the lightweight title that was long held by BJ Penn. Frank Edgar's second title defense saw him in a rematch with the only man who had beaten him thus far, Gray Maynard. In one of the most lopsided rounds in MMA history,
So,
Gray
I don't
Maynard
know who
bullied
these guys
Edgar
are
for
at all.
5
Like, I
minutes,
never even heard the
dropping
names.
him on
Someone
multiple
drop some
occasions,
knowledge on
landing
these two
numerous
down there.
strikes
Let
that
me know,
busted Edgar up.
Something
How
about
Edgar
it.
managed
Let me know
to survive
something.
was a sight to behold. It was like something out of a Rocky movie. Although Edgar was able to come back and fight through the next 4 rounds, the fight ended in an unsatisfying draw, with fans demanding a final fight between the two. The third fight started in similar fashion to the second, with Gray Maynard rocking Edgar early, leaving him badly hurt. Despite the brutal beating Edgar sustained during the first round, he managed to come back and land a huge uppercut to Maynard in the 4th round. Edgar proceeded to follow up with some vicious right hooks, dropping Maynard to the canvas and ending the fight, as well as their trilogy. If you guys think I missed any fights on this list, just let me know down in the comments below. Also let me know what are some of your favorite comeback fights. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.
Alright, y'all. Top 10 greatest comebacks in MMA. Everybody loves a good comeback story. 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers, for example, one of the best comebacks in team sports history. But these are some of the greatest comebacks in UFC, MMA history, which these are dope. It's always amazing to see someone getting beat into a point where the average man would have been gave up, but they keep going, they keep pushing through, not giving up on their goal, and they find a way to win. There's nothing better than a beautiful outcome like that. It's poetry. It's literally a beautiful story being written right there in the octagon. Like, it's amazing when you see a good comeback. Comebacks in the octagon within one fight, career comebacks. It's nothing good, better than that story of somebody really persevering and fighting through their obstacles. And this video was a great example of that. 10 great examples of some of the best comebacks in MMA. Let me know down below if they missed anything. Was there any better comebacks that should have been on here? And which of these comebacks don't deserve to be on there? Like always, you guys, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Hit that notification bell if you really like the videos, and smash the like button if you like this one, you guys. As always, y'all, have a very safe Merry Christmas, and always give it your all, and I'll see you next time. Peace.